Well, welcome back everybody to an extremely hot and humid Florida. Woo, it is stinking hot. So it's already middle of the day. I just got back from running to Lowe's and picking up a new window and other things that I needed. I don't know exactly when I'm releasing that other video, so I won't talk too much about it, but had to get some stuff. It's just me, Bullet, quit barking. Come on, man. So it's already done rain today once, then the radar cleared out. Now it is blowing the heck up again. So we've got something we need to do before the rain gets here. Yes, I need to work on the house, but I've got something I've got to get done because the radar looks bad. Check this out. All right, so I just got back from the fertilizer store, and wow, guess what? Fertilizer has jumped up about 30 to 40% along with everything else on this planet. So ouch, this hurt. But I have got to get the tractor hooked up to the fertilizer spreader, and we have got to go spread some fertilizer ASAP because a lot of my millet's turning yellow and is in desperate need of some nitrogen along with a little bit of other fertilizer as well. It needs some nutrients bad. Also in this episode, we'll go pull the game camera cards if the rain doesn't catch us, see what we got there. Look, you know, people love looking at their game camera pictures. Man, I cannot speak yet again today. So we'll get some of those at the end of the video if you want to look at those. What else will we do? Let's take a look at the grapes. Tiffany and I are getting excited about picking the muscadine grapes. We need to check on that. We'll check the persimmons. God, oh. So we'll check the persimmons as well and see what else we get into. Won't goof off too much because I'm gonna load up some tools, get over there in that house, hopefully do all this and get tools in the house before it rains, and do a little workout this afternoon. Try to start y'all another video on that. So let's get the tractor, let's get started. Okay, so the last time I ran this, it was pouring rain coming down on us quick, and I couldn't really explain much of nothing. But I'm gonna put a video at the end of this, if I can remember, of how I converted my fertilizer hopper over to electronic push button. So there is a push button in the cab. It's a two-way, or I guess three-way switch. It's middle off, but forward will actually raise this and cut these hopper gates off right here. Down on that switch, we'll pull down on this electronic actuator and drop it. It was the cheapest thing I could come up with. These fertilizer hoppers are quite cheap. I don't remember how much I paid for the actuator and wiring and switches. Maybe, I'm just gonna say $60. I can't really remember. So I have a very cheap electronic fertilizer hopper right here, whereas I think I remember looking at the ones you could buy that was already set up with electronic gates and everything. I want to say they were like $2,000 or something crazy. I think I have maybe 400 bucks in this whole setup right here. And the reason I had to do that, I used to have an open station tractor, you know, no cab, no nothing, no AC. Oh boy, I don't miss that. And what you do is you'd raise your fertilizer hopper up and your seat was a little further back. You just lean over the back seat and operate this handle. That's how everybody does with tractors nowadays. It was very difficult, but it was manageable on an open station. As soon as I got a cab tractor, I realized this isn't working out anymore. My seat's too far away, and you open the glass, it sits about right here. You have to raise your fertilizer hopper all the way up so you could barely try to reach this. Well, it wants to hit your glass, and the last thing I want to do is raise it too far up, bust my glass. It was extremely difficult. The other problem is now you have a cab. You can't just go hose that out. The last thing I want to do is be running across the field, open and closing this, sucking dirt in the tractor, sucking very corrosive fertilizer dust and all up in there. It was a nightmare. I did it a couple times and hated every second of it. So that's why I decided to convert it over to this. So like I said, if you're interested in that, I'll put a video at the end. The other thing you just seen me doing, I'm sharing all this stuff because I've learned it by trial and error, and I still have a lot to learn, but I might as well share some stuff I've learned too. You seen me adjusting that top link, bringing the hopper up this direction. That's critical. I want to throw a really long distance with the fertilizer. I don't want to be running over my millet out there, crushing too much of it. I want to make as big, wide passes as I can, so I have the least impact on the field. So I've got my fertilizer disc now. When I raise this all the way up, this disc right here, fertilizer falls out. These little catches sling it out because it's PTO driven, but I like to put that disc level. Really prefer it to be up like this, which it kind of is right now, so it really slings the fertilizer out, instead of if you have it down, you get a much smaller pattern because it's just not throwing it out as far. So I just thought I'd explain that real quick. It's something I've had to learn over the years. Still plenty to learn, like I said. Let's start loading up the fertilizer in here. This thing I think is rated for 500 or 600 pounds. I usually don't get it quite that high because as you bounce off around the field, some can flip over the top. So we're gonna have to come back and fill this up. Looks like 3 times for sure. And all I'm running is the good old cheap stuff, which is no longer cheap anymore, I found out. 1010 fertilizer. It works just fine. You can buy this stuff from Tractor Supply, which you're gonna pay a lot more if you do that from a big box. Luckily, I have a fertilizer store near me. They actually haul in the main ingredients, mix it all up right there at a big facility. So you're buying it kind of direct from the people there, and you get a pretty big discount over your big box stores. I wonder what them buzzards are eating. I wonder if it's an armadillo. for some reason this year, this side of the tree line's really putting on the grapes. The other side has them, but nothing like this side. Oh my goodness, y'all, look at that. There is grapes everywhere up there. So I still don't see them changing colors. A lot of them are actually staying kind of small. I don't know why. Maybe we need to get a little more rain on them. It's actually been kind of dry the last few days. Well, I say that. We've just had light showers. So yeah, still seeing a good amount of grapes. Way up there is a ton. There's no way this little camera is going to pick them up. So definitely not ready yet. Looks like we still got maybe even a few more weeks. We'll keep an eye on them. Let me see how the persimmons are coming along. And we got to go fill a feeder and see what's on these game camera cards. Persimmons are definitely getting bigger, starting to change some colors. Still absolutely loaded up with them everywhere in all these trees. But looks like it's going to be a little bit before they turn their orange color. Well, things are definitely coming along. The food plot looks really thick and pretty good. It definitely is yellowed up and needs that fertilizer. I already see the cloud cover picking up, the wind's picking up. My gut says we have rain on the way. It's such high chances the next many days. I really do believe that fertilizer is going to get washed right in and go straight to those plants right where it needs to go. I may have to hit it with another round of fertilizer later on. I hope that I don't. We'll just keep watching it. It was actually a little short today and missed a small section, so that'll be good. We can kind of compare fertilized to not fertilized, see how that looks and what kind of a difference it makes. Stay tuned. If I have any animal pictures, I'll include them right here at the end. Hopefully you enjoyed the little property update and the little food plot update and putting the fertilizer out. We have a lot more to come. Here before long, we're hooking up to the disc. We're going to turn this top plot under and start getting ready to plant it for bow season that's coming up in September down here. Thanks for watching.